Hi, Sunshine. Thanks for joining me on week 20 of my journey. A quick reminder or trigger warning for new and repeat visitors. Hi, my name is Lauren, and I started this project because my dad died earlier this year, and we'd had a very stressful relationship for a long time. We were just starting to reconcile, and then he was suddenly gone, and the chance for reconciliation was also gone. I'm working through it by talking to strangers on the internet and doing various self help projects to help me cope, but also to deal with all of the unresolved crap from, life. I tried to set this up so you can follow along if you'd like. You probably have different specifics than I do, but we can all work on improving our mental health. Some weeks are more personal, but I do believe the most personal is the most universal. So I hope you can take something away from this. On to this week. Happy Thanksgiving. To give any future watchers context to this week's project, I have spent the last several years, even before the cursed pandemic, avoiding family gatherings. One reason is my dad. I found it painful to see him, and he was often hurtful to me, intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know. But there was another reason that had to do with him indirectly, but is really kind of more on me. I hate answering all of the quote life questions that people ask, especially after I left a business I was expected to take over. You know, the questions like, what are you doing now? And, are you seeing anyone? All of those fun things. When are you going to have kids? I get so stressed about small talk, I wouldn't want to deal with it at all, especially if I knew there would be a lot of people. But my brother extended an invitation to Thanksgiving at his house this year, and I wanted to try to open myself back up to family and people, so I accepted. Now, a couple of things happened to make the decision easier for me this year. First, Sunshine was not invited. My brother has 3 big dogs, and adding Sunshine would have just been too much chaos. I figured that would be perfect because now I had an excuse to leave if I was miserable. Sunshine comes first, so I could always say I needed to get back to him. So, what ended up happening was I actually had to leave, not early, but I had to leave at the time I knew I had to leave because my roommate was babysitting Sunshine and she needed to leave for her Thanksgiving dinner. Hers is actually at dinner time. Mine is usually at like lunchtime. So I was sorry when I had to leave, and I was really having a good time. The second thing that allowed me to go and have a good time was this. I decided that I just don't care. Now, bit of explanation. I have spent so much time, wasted time, worrying what people think of me. In theory, I know they aren't thinking about me, but in my brain, I was always really worried about people judging me. So, what I did this time was just make a very conscious decision not to care. Who cares if anyone's judging me? They probably aren't even thinking about me since, they have their own lives. But even if they were thinking the most horrible things about me, who cares? If I'm okay with me, then why does it matter? Not a rhetorical question. Like, really, why would it matter? This might not be true for most families, but I don't know. My parents never really pushed us to worry about what other people thought of us. Yeah, I worried about what they thought of me, which is where a lot of problems with my dad come in. but not really what other people thought of me. So why tie myself into knots worrying if my sister-in-law's stepmom likes me or not? Not her specifically, but just as an example. So I gave myself the permission to be myself, my polite company self, but still. I'm fairly introspective at the best of times, so what ended up floating around in the back of my mind was, why did it take so much permission to just be myself? What am I hiding? And who am I hiding from? Spoiler alert, it was me. I was hiding from myself. I thought about the specifics that I didn't want to talk about or be asked about, and I realized I was feeling some degree of shame about certain aspects of my life. I tried looking at why was I ashamed? And what I found was mostly toxic expectations. Again, a lot of these come from my dad. Sorry, Dad, but it's true. And I'd let them grow and fester. I am in no way perfect. My life isn't perfect. There's a lot I haven't done yet that I want to do and that I want to accomplish. But I'm also not ashamed of my life, or if I'm ashamed, I don't think I should be. I actually really love most of it. There are changes I'd make if I had the money or the time or, the overall resources. But in general, I'm pretty happy with my day-to-day life. I just feel like I shouldn't be because I didn't live up to what a lot of people expected of me. Or maybe I'm once again thinking of myself as a main character. Other people probably only think of their expectations of me for the few minutes that we're in each other's company, and then they immediately forget me when I'm out of sight. As I know that I do with most people I come in contact with. I guess all this is to say, try not to stress about everything you've done or haven't done. Most people aren't thinking about or judging you because they're too busy thinking about and judging themselves. Give yourself a break for the holiday season and beyond. Be kind to yourself. Be thankful for the good and even for the bad. And know that I am absolutely rooting for you and believing you are amazing and capable of anything you put your mind to, even having fun at a holiday event. You absolutely shine. I'll see you next week.